Okay, welcome class. I'm excited to have you here on this lovely Tuesday morning. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I tried to do this video a minute ago and it wasn't working. So we're going to try it again. All right, so today we're going to continue our session on the lightning thief. We just finished chapter 4 last night for homework. And so while I take attendance, I'm going to ask that you guys go ahead and work on your bell ringer. Your bell ringer for today is a summary in your journals. So thank you all so much for having your journals out and picking those up as you came in the room. I'd like you to write 3 to 5 sentences, minimum, describing the events that happened in chapters 1 through 3. Those were your homework. I apologize. Chapter 1 through 3 was your homework for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday homework. Be sure you use complete sentences, correct spelling, handwriting, and be prepared to share with the class as usual. You'll have your pair share partners and then we'll share as a class as well. So go ahead and work on that and give me a few minutes to take us some attendance. All right, class, we're going to gather back together. And so before we get too far along, I want you to go ahead and share what you summarize today with your partner. So go ahead and do that now. All right, now I need a couple people to go ahead and share with the class their summary of chapters 1 through 3. Wonderful, thank you for volunteering. I really appreciate that. Okay, so go ahead and give us your summary. This time I would have 3 kids share and then I would fill in any gaps that they would have. All right, kiddos, so today our objectives, the basics is I want you to be able to summarize chapters 1 through 4. We want to practice our respect and our positive peer relations, and we're going to demonstrate on-task behavior. Okay, so those are our 3 objectives, and those are all right here. Just like usual, be able to summarize, practice respect with your peers, whether you're doing one-on-one or you're in your small groups, okay? Demonstrate on-task behavior, such as reading, writing, and discussions, and we'll get more in depth in just a few minutes about that. All right, bell ringer discussion. We kind of already did this, so I'm going to skip this section, but again, thank you all for pair sharing your class discussions and having everyone share that with me today. All right, so what's the plan, Ms. Crackermeyer? What are we doing? The first thing I'm going to ask is that we're going to discuss the Show Me Your Skills mini review, okay? And then we're going to break down into our small group assignments this week, which are up on the board. So you'll have them all week. Take turns reading chapter 4. Each of you are going to read a page, just like our normal group work. We're going to read a page, complete a group summary, and then you're going to do the quiz together as a group. All right, so show me your skills. I want you guys to show me how awesome your social skills are today. So we're really focusing on task, and we're really focusing on peer relations, okay? Those 2 things are super important. Everything else is important too, but those are the ones we're focusing on today. We're going to zone in on them. All right, so on task, focusing on completing your work. So when I'm walking around the room, what are some things that I should see? Yep, you should be reading. Yep, so what if somebody else is reading? What should you be doing? Yeah, you should be following along. Yep. So what if you're done reading? What are you going to do? What shows me that you're still on task? You're completing the summary, you're working on the quiz. Well, what if somebody else is writing it down? What are you doing? Yeah, that's right. You should be contributing. You should be continuing to try and answer some questions, that kind of thing. Great job. All right, so peer relations is another one. And that blends right into the on-task behavior. Be respectful to everyone, whether they're in your group, whether they're not in your group, doesn't matter. Treat others as you want to be treated, and everyone wants to be treated well. So with that being said, everyone's at a different level for reading skills. Everyone has different opinions. Everyone has different parts of a discussion of things that they might want to add for sharing their input. So make sure that we're just being respectful for everyone's feelings and everyone's thoughts. Okay, so if you necessarily disagree, sometimes just think, is it important that I disagree right now? And if it is important to you, then just make sure you're being respectful about it. You're saying, hey, I see where you're coming from. I understand where you got that information, but I think that the answer might be this, and this is why. So be sure that you can explain your why, and that's okay. Okay? And again, if you have any issues, just give me a call over. I'll be walking around anyway, so I'll probably hear it before you even call me over. Okay? All right. So on task, peer relations. That's what I'm looking for. So your groups. So at this point, go ahead and break up into your groups. Bobby, if you don't remember what group you were in, it's right up on the board, but I want to say that you were with Jill. Am I right, Jill? Yes. Okay. So check the board just in case, okay? So if you're gone, like he was, make sure that you figure out what group you were in. Place your chairs in a circle, just like we always do. Why do we do that? Can anybody tell me why we place our chairs in a circle? Yeah, so that everyone's included. You can see everybody. It's always part of the group. Perfect. And bring everything with you because we're going to leave from that point. Okay? All right. So, instructions for the rest of class. So this is kind of your fun little sheet going on here. Take turns reading chapter 4. Everybody reads a page, right? And complete the group written summary. So down here, let's see. Susie, will you please hand out the summary sheets for me? I would very much appreciate that. Just one to every single group. So not every person, just every group. So Sally's going to hand out these group summary sheets, and you're going to take turns writing things down, or you can have one person write, but I want to hear everybody contributing to the discussion, okay? That's very important. And then you are going to create the group quiz. You're going to answer the questions on the group quiz, and that's right over here. Okay, 10 questions. It's nothing crazy. It should be pretty easy for you to answer, especially as a group. But Bobby's going to come around and he's going to pass those out, and each of you are going to get one of those. So the group gets one summary sheet and everybody gets the quiz. Okay? When your group is completed, call me over and I'll check your answers and I can get you started on your homework. So during this time, cut. During this time, I would be walking around the room. I would be checking in with each of the kids, especially kiddos that I may know are struggling. I would also maybe jump in on a couple groups and read a page or so, so that maybe they get a break or maybe they can hear what a good reader sounds like, and just so that they know that I'm still listening and I'm still paying attention. And then as I walk around, I would again help with the quizzes, help with written summaries, help them fill in some of the blanks of the summaries. Well, what about this section? Or, well, what happened here? Why did that happen? That kind of thing. Just helping them think through it and process it a little bit better. All right, class, I need you to gather back together for me. Eyes up here, voices off for me. Awesome, you guys just quieted down just like that. Thank you so much for doing that. When you do that, we're more likely to be able to move on with what we need to do, and then you'll have more time for your homework. That was awesome. I need 3 volunteers, okay, who did not share their summaries before, who did not share, okay, at the beginning of class. And I want you to go ahead and give me your group's summary of chapter 4. So it's not just yours, it can be your group's. If you want to just give me yours, that's fine too, okay? So, I know, at this point, I would have the kids share, like I said, and then I would fill in any gaps or any blanks that they were still missing from the chapter that were important sections, and just give another review of what had happened. All right, so your homework for today, if your group, which I believe everybody did, and it says it on there, if you're done, don't worry about this. Surprise! Yay you! If you didn't finish chapter 4 or the quiz, take that home and do that for homework. But again, I want to say everybody in this group did. So then your homework would be chapter 5, Lightning Thief. Okay? Fill out your study guide. Again, that's up on the board by the bell ringer. So if you already have that down, awesome. Thank you for already writing that down in your agendas. The rest of you, if you haven't put it down in your agenda, please put that down now. Chapter 5, The Lightning Thief. And then your next quiz will be over chapters 5 through 8. So today's Tuesday and your homework is chapter 5. So Wednesday will be chapter 6, Thursday chapter 7, Friday chapter 8. That means Monday you'll have your quiz over chapters 5 through 8. And again, it's not going to be crazy hard. It shouldn't be too difficult for you. I'm not going to ask you crazy questions like what color were the dog's eyes, especially if that had nothing to do with what was going on in the chapter. Just like usual, they're not pop quizzes. I want you to be prepared for them and know what you need to do to be successful, okay? If you have any questions about the quizzes, you're nervous about them or anything like that, don't be afraid to come talk to me. All right. So with that being said, that's the end of what I've got going on here. You guys did a great job today. Can someone tell me some great things that you did for showing me that you were on task? Yeah, you guys did such a great job of just like reading and continuing and following along. I came around and I was like, would look over your shoulders and be like, where are you at? And you'd point it right out. So that was awesome. Thank you for doing that. Someone tell me something that someone did that was really respectful that you appreciated. They helped you correct the word. Were they polite about it because you didn't know how to say it? Awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, when you do things like that, we can help everyone have a great learning environment. And when we do that, that makes everyone feel safe. And that's awesome. We want a safe environment. We want to have fun in the classroom, right? Okay. So with that being said, go ahead and get started on your homework. Reading chapter 5. You have about 4 minutes left or so of class. You can leave the chairs in the circles because we're going to use those next class period anyway. So go ahead and read. So we're going to use our on-task behavior for that, making sure that we're reading until the bell rings. Okay? Awesome. Thank you guys. You had a great day.